Hello, everyone. Thank you for checking out this episode of Nerd Caliber. I'm here with Megara Hope Cosplay. Um, Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Sure.
Um, what do you have to show us today?
So this is my Megara cosplay. She is a character from Disney's Hercules, and she influences my name, obviously. And it's one of probably my favorite cosplay. As hard as it is to wear, it's my favorite.
Oh, okay. What is it about the character that influenced you to even name your cosplay handle after her?
So my actual real name is Megan. So I've always been called Meg. My mom used to call me her little nutmeg, which is something that Hades calls Meg in the movie. Um, and the amount of times that movie that my sister and I wore out that VHS tape when that was a thing, um, that I just knew that when I wanted to create a cosplay name that was still very much me without creating a new name, that's what I wanted to do.
Okay, this cosplay looks fantastic. What should we start? What would you say is the hardest thing about this cosplay?
Getting into it by myself is not an easy task. As we had to start a little late because my wig wasn't cooperating. It is so heavy because of the huge ponytail. Um, it has actually a styrofoam base up here. The wig was made by the wonderful Ashton from Wigs Everlasting. She's a very good friend of mine. She's wonderful. I was gonna do the wig myself, and then she was like, "No, I want to do it. Let's do it." And her wigs are fantastic. So I was like, "You go for it." It takes a little stress off of me, but you need a person to hold this up because of its weight while you cinch yourself in, and the dress itself is a corset backup, so that's not something you can get into by yourself. So just everything, you need a little help.
Okay. When someone makes a wig for you, is there much adjusting? What do you do to make sure that it fits you well?
So I have a stupidly big head. It's about 23 inches when a typical head is about 21. So if you actually see this wig head behind me is a 23-inch wig head, which it's not abnormal, but would prefer my head to be a little smaller. Um, but so that one, so when you style it on a wig head that is the same as your head, it makes it much easier. So Ashton did this, she styled it to me, and then I actually modeled this one for her website. So she and I fixed it to make sure it looked good on my head, because sometimes a wig that you get will look good on one head but not on the other. So it was a lot of just making sure the curls would frame my face well. The bangs themselves, like, they're hard as a rock and they don't move. It's perfect.
Oh wow. How do you make sure that it stays in good condition after between conventions?
Yeah, so this one, she actually needs a little bit of a touch up, but she goes into her box. I have a box, and what I do is I print a picture of myself in that cosplay to put on the box so I know what wig is where. And she goes on a wig head in the box with a netting that holds up the curls so that they stay nice. And then the netting goes here too. And then she gets pinned into the wig head. And then actually a garbage bag goes on top of her to prevent any dust or anything settling in from her. And she is secure in my closet. And I take such good care of her. She's like my baby.
Oh wow. So let's talk about the dress, the outfit. What can you tell us about that?
So the dress is actually from Angel Secret. They do a lot of park accurate cosplays. I wanted to make it myself, but because I do so as well, I do like you've my Bakugo, I completely did by myself. The medallions I actually did. They're out of foam and like plastidip and paint, because I wasn't a fan of the ones that were sent with the dress, but it was sometimes it's just easier and cheaper to buy it. And you're supporting smaller businesses too in that way. And I think that's the magic of cosplay is it's taking bits and pieces from everything.
Oh, okay. What about the shoes or footwear for this cosplay? Uh,
So I don't have them on right now because I'm in the comfort of my own home. But they're just little Grecian sandals that like lace up the way they would. They're a little hard to walk around in a con because they're so flat-footed, but they're cute. You never really see her shoes that much in the movie. But I also have a white flower that I will walk around with, and I also have purple contacts in, which is something that I like to do. I like to touch on those really specific details, like the purple eyes and stuff, because it's always like a little extra special when someone, especially a kid, sees you.
Okay. Anything special about the makeup that you had to do for this cosplay?
Yeah, so the purple eyes, and then I do like a purpley kind of smoky eye, but I try to brighten up. And then the biggest thing that I do, I don't know if you can tell, I brought my eyebrow down to about here because in the design of the animated, her eyebrows arch all the way down to here. It's a very interesting animation, and she has very pointed features. So I try to get that most with the contour and stuff. And yeah, so and then also lip wise, I try my best to do a very rigid Cupid's bow.
Oh, okay. Would you say this cosplay is comfortable to wear at cons overall?
um, Not my most comfortable, not my least comfortable. This I definitely I take Excedrin migraine in the morning if I know I'm going to be wearing this for a long time. I wore this around New York Comic Con, so as you know, lots of walking around tight spaces. But I would do it again, probably for maybe Katsucon, where I could change into a different one where because I'm in the hotel. But I don't know if I would do it at New York again because it is so heavy.
If you had to start this cosplay all over again, what would you do differently?
I would do the dress from scratch. I would make the dress myself, probably more. It has a corset back, but the boning isn't specific to me. So even though the dress is to my measurements, and I would probably choose a different shade of purple. This is very park accurate, but her purple in the movie is like a tad more magenta-y, a little lighter. So yeah, I think I would redo the dress, which is actually in my plans.
Let's say another cosplayer reaches out to you and they say, "Wow, this looks amazing. I want to do a cosplay like this as well, but I have no clue where to start." What advice would you give them?
I would definitely send them everything that I did, and I try to always do that in any of my posts too. I always link like Wigs Everlasting, Angel Secret. I'll say brooches by me. Um, this one's tough because the expense of this wig, because she's so much. So I would let them, if they have dark hair and then they just want to try like teasing it and putting it into their own ponytail, start with a closet cosplay and then build your way up. Don't go all out on expense because if you don't know exactly what you're getting yourself into yet. But I always want to help new cosplayers, especially.
Oh, okay. So when you let's say you meet with a photographer there at a con, is there what advice would you give other cosplayers when it comes to like whatever posing or trying to get the right shot? What would you recommend?
Oh, totally. So reference photos, reference photos, reference photos, reference photos. Have the ones that you want. I have a couple shots on my page when I spoke with It Is Cosplay. He's done a lot of my shoots. I sent him a whole bunch of pictures. Meg laying down with the flower when she's leaning out from the water and she's pulling on her hair. That was another big one I wanted to recreate. So just reference photos, knowing your lighting. Like one thing I learned about myself from a photographer actually is that I'm always trying to turn my head up towards the light. So I have to remember to turn my head down. Listen to your photographers, but also know your own angles too. You know yourself best.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So for anyone that wants to see more of your work, where can they go?
So I am at Megara Hope Cosplay on Instagram, and you can also find me on Facebook. I'm also on TikTok, and it's just at Megara Hope there. I do a lot of my Meg. I do my Tracer, my Bakugo, some out of cosplay stuff, and it's really fun over there on TikTok if you haven't tried it out.
So before we wrap up, is there any last words you want to share to our audience?
Be safe, because I know it's a crazy world out there right now, and indulge in your dreams because I didn't think I would ever get to dress as Meg because she's not really around the parks. You only see her every so often. And I'm an actress as well. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it. But you can get to where you want to be. You just got to keep trying and you got to start small sometimes, like how I said with the closet cosplay, and then build your way up. Because I've been doing this for a little while now and I've only just gotten to my favorite character in the last year. It's okay to take your time.
Excellent. That's a great way to end this segment. Our viewers out there, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more cosplay content. Have a great day.